Hello. I feel like a hot mess today. I'm going to organize my pantry. Right now, I'm just in the planning stages and going to discuss what I want to do. And I have two pantries. One is here where that wreath is, and the other one is with my laundry room. So there's things in each that I want to switch around that make more sense as to what I access more, what I need to access more. I don't know how many times I've organized it and played around with it. So I'm still on the journey for what's going to work great for me. Come with me and I'll show you what I want to do. All right. So we're going to start down low. It's normally where I put drinks. I have some butternut squash I grew, some sweet potatoes, covered up in that white cloth are some white potatoes I grew. And I've got some storage. That's a tub of sugar for when I can. I need quite a bit of sugar for that. And so my onions really don't belong down there, but there are too many of them to fit where I'm going to put them. So I'm just gonna go shelf by shelf. I have my shakes here, and that's normally where my blender goes as well. I've ordered some better containers for this and for the bags. I have all my sauces and oils and extras here. My husband's all about the spices. And then here's all my baking stuff, including plastic containers. I'm going to try to move away from the plastic and get into the glass. I've ordered a couple of glass ones, but I want the mouths to be wide enough that I can reach in and actually scoop stuff out. So I've ordered a couple from Amazon and we'll see what those are like. And then I just switched over to these ball jars for crackers and nuts and dried cherries and so forth. And then I have an onion bin here and a sweet potato bin here. I think they've been working okay. I don't know that I'm going to leave them there. And then obviously trash cans. I have my apron hanging up there. And on the next shelf we have grains and pastas and oatmeal, all the kind of powder goods. And then I have a few canned goods. I just bought these that I really like from Walmart to organize those some. Then I have from farmers markets all kinds of jellies and jams. And then I have my sweeteners here, Cairo honey, maple syrup, all that kind of great stuff, cooking oils, extras up there for beans, olive oil, some more aprons. So all of those plates and plasticware, that's probably gonna move to the other closet and pantry. And my brother surprised me with a couple of boxes of that. So that's why I have 3 boxes. I am gonna have quite a bit of company, so hopefully I can use those up. I have some paper towels. And then I have some plasticware that whenever I send food home with friends or family, I have a way to give it to them, and I don't care if it doesn't come back, if those containers don't come back. Then at the very top, which I have to get to with a ladder, are some storage that I don't use all the time, and I think some of that can go into the other. And then because we live out in the country, I have extras of quite a bit of stuff. And they can stay there, I think, for right now. I do have a fire extinguisher and then a place that I collect my bags and then take them for recycling. So that is this pantry. And then on the door from the Container Store, I have my husband's barbecue seasoning, then gets into my baking, and most of those are my baking goods. So yeah, that's this closet. Okay, so this is my laundry room cabinets. And please, I'm doing laundry, so please cut me some slack. I told y'all I was a hot mess. But that up there, I want to move to my other pantry because I have a plug in there and I want to set it up where I can easily use it to preserve my food, or if I buy in bulk, that I can preserve it and without having to get a ladder and pull this down. I have quite a bit of like Mylar bags, laundry stuff, and on this side over here, which aren't those the most precious pulls? I think they're so darling. I just, you know, if you can't have some fun with some pulls, what are you gonna do? So over here I have light bulbs, some, you know, hangers and stuff. So this is kind of miscellaneous. I think I can clean it up and put some of those like plates and plasticware and stuff in here. That makes sense to me. And then I'm gonna come over, that's my freezer, which you can see I've tried to take inventory. That is not working. I'm gonna have to do something different. Everybody in the household has to cooperate, and that's not happening. And then I forget to mark things off as I take them out. So I'm gonna go to plan B on that. I just don't know what plan B is yet. And then this is my other little pantry cabinet. And I have more canned goods, some meats that we pressure canned, and then some canned meats and extras up here. And then down below, I have some equipment and I have some room to place some things there. And then these are extra spices and everything. So those are my reference points. You can see where I dry my herbs that I grow as well. These are all my canning spices and some peppers for when my husband makes his chili. And then I also make elderberry syrup. And so I have all of that stuff here. This is how I hang my lids. I actually got that idea from that 1870s homestead on YouTube. I have the extra canning jars there, an extra tub. And then I like having these carts because they're on rollers and I can roll them in and out as I need to. So this is kind of like my active canning cart. It's things I use in here all the time. And then I have another cart where I've stored some of my other canning. Ice cream maker, canning pots, all kinds of stuff. That's kind of my canning, what I call my canning closet. So I do have a lot of storage. It is just divided out pretty much, and I need to organize. So having just looked at all of my storage in my pantries, it's a bigger job than I thought. So I'm going to focus on the smaller one that's in my kitchen. And I know there will be a trickle effect because things have got to be moved in and out. But if I can focus on that first, I won't feel overwhelmed. So that's my plan. I'm going to wait for the things I ordered to come in, and then I'll tackle that. No, I don't know who I'm kidding. I'm going to tackle some of it tonight because I know I want some of it out of there. I'm afraid to get started because I'm going to make a mess. Ay. We have to start. One thing, like those plates and plasticware, I know can go into the other room, so I don't need them there. I'm going to get started. I'm willing it. I'm going to get started. I'm not going to show you the boring stuff, but I'm going to take the onions and the sweet potatoes out of their packaging and put them in my container and at least get that part done. Well, I called myself checking these onions before I bought them, but they have mold on them. So I will follow up with the grocer and see about getting credit. I think there may be 3 good ones in there. Terrible. I'm going to show you. I mean, this is terrible. Look at that. Terrible. Some are not as big, but they're still bad. So the Cross Legacy, if you don't watch her, talks about storing your food in glass jars in the refrigerator. So I think I can like save some of this or pieces of it by going ahead and cutting them up and putting it into ball jars and then refrigerating them. I know I'm going to use a lot this coming weekend, so in the next 4 days. But it's disappointing. And I even felt of them if they were firm. I didn't look at the whole package. So anyway, mishap on my part. I'll see what I can do to rectify the situation. I just moved the crock pot that was on the floor into the other room. And I know that in here, I have these slow cooker liners. So I'm gonna move those over there as well and kind of get that cleaned up. Get rid of little pieces of trash, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so the fantasy me thinks I'm going to use these. These are covers for dishes. I've never used them. I love the idea of them. Even this. So I think they get lost where they are. So I need to find a new home for them. And if I don't use them in their new home, then I think they've got to go. So that's my logic. Does it sound? I don't know yet. We'll find out. So the covers I'm going to put up here because I think these are the dishes that I would probably use them for, or the ones that are in the corner. So we'll give it a try. And like I said, if I don't use them, then I'll donate them. I have progress. So I've put my bags and my foil, saran wrap, those kind of things in one of these tubs now. I'll put it that way so my husband can see all of it. It's not as easy to access, so thinking about decision making. But like I said, I've purchased a couple of things that I think will replace this bin and make it more organized. But in the interim, I just freed up one of these bins, so I'm happy about that. In case you haven't noticed, I am a novice YouTuber. I'm doing this in hopes that somebody who is also maybe struggling from a loss and trying to keep busy, that if you can relate, then great. I hope you don't have to relate because loss is no fun. But you can tell by lighting and my glasses, I have never worn contacts. So this is what I'm dealing with. Sorry about that. Thank y'all for your patience. But let's keep going, I guess. Here we go. My baking soda is old, but I'm not gonna just trash it. I can either put it down the sink with some vinegar and clean out that way I can add it to some laundry and help give it a cleaning boost. But I'm not gonna use it in baking. So these are a couple of that I'm going to use. One's open, one's not. But it's not money down the drain. They have multiple uses, so we'll benefit from it. Okay? Well, here's some progress. I've moved these bottles from over here, and you can see there's a notch for putting a plug through, and there's the plug down there. So I'm gonna try putting this Foodsaver in here now. You guys, this makes me happy. There's the Foodsaver and the little containers. I think that's gonna work. That was my primary goal. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. It's progress, not perfection. I'm happy about that. Small wins, and I need them right now. Yes. I think I've been at this 2 hours, maybe. And I'm kind of done, at least for now. I've made progress. I'm happy with the progress, but I will pick it up again this week. So I'm gonna show you what I've got. All right, crock pot is in the other room. I have set this up, which I'm very excited about. I moved these around and condensed them. I'm going to have some organization here once my order comes in. I've cleaned out some things too that were smaller or expired. All of this will still need a little bit of work once I get some containers in. And I've put my oils in this. This is one that I had cleaned out from below. All of this stayed the same. And then I moved my jellies that were in this little turntable and I put them up here because I don't access them enough to have them down low necessarily. And I put my grains and pasta up there where the rest of my legumes and grains were, so that makes sense. And I've got my, you can tell I'm tired because I can't think of my words. What is this, blender? I have my blender, I can still reach it. It went from down below to up here. I left my baking kind of oatmeal and stuff here, and I moved those 3 boxes over here from the corner. And I've kept my napkins here because I do access them a lot. Yeah, I think other than a little organization, it is looking a little bit better, and I'm pretty happy with progress, but my goodness, it takes me a lot longer than I thought it was. So I guess it's good to plan for that next time. It'll look prettier once I get some labels on and once I get some things that I ordered on and decide whether I want to order more of those or not. So for right now, this is what I'm working with. I'm happy with the progress I made. It's okay not to do it all at one time, right? It's the evening. I've had a full day of work. I've had physical therapy today, and it's time to rest, and that's okay. It's the next day, and I feel accomplished after the work yesterday. The things I ordered did not come in today, so I think I'm just going to wait and do a part 2 to this and go from there. I may have a part 3 whenever I tackle my laundry room cabinets and can show that as well. And just to give a little more perspective, my very first house was less than 1,000 square feet. So when you've lived in a small space, you have to get very creative and minimalistic as well. But I used to go through every drawer, every cabinet twice a year and maintained it that way. As life has gotten busier, responsibilities have increased, I haven't done that well, but I'm looking forward to having a change of lifestyle and beginning to do that again. So, thanks for watching.